In his book, What is World Literature?, David Damrosch focuses on exploring the circulation of literary works and clarifying the most effective ways to approach reading works of world literature. He addresses the issues of translation and provides detailed case studies spanning from ancient civilizations like the Sumerians and Aztecs to medieval mysticism and postmodern metafiction. Damrosch begins by highlighting Goethe's concept of Weltliteratur and its implications for the end of national literatures, as perceived by Goethe, Marx, and Engels. However, he acknowledges that the idea of world literature was initially confined to Europe and centered around classics and masterpieces, but it has more recently been challenged by a global perspective that questions Eurocentrism. Damrosch argues that literature transcends its national boundaries and transforms when it crosses borders. He offers his own interesting perspective as an expert on what world literature should entail. He defines world literature as encompassing all literary works that circulate beyond their original culture, whether in translation or the original language. He acknowledges that globalization has complicated the notion of world literature, but asserts that it can still be considered a subset within the broader realm of literature. He emphasizes that world literature consists of a vast corpus of works originating from diverse societies with different histories, cultural references, and poetics. Damrosch rejects the concept of archetypes or variants as vague generalities that have lost relevance. Instead, he emphasizes the variability of works of world literature as one of their defining characteristics and greatest strengths. For Damrosch, world literature is not primarily concerned with establishing a canon, but rather with understanding its mode of circulation and reading. The major issues surrounding world literature revolve around translation, circulation, and reading. The question arises as to who determines which works are translated and circulated as world literature, and what criteria are used for inclusion. The prominence of certain works, such as those that win Nobel Prizes, can influence their recognition as world literature. Translation poses another challenge, as some countries have limited contact with the West, making translation opportunities scarce. Despite the presence of works of exceptional beauty and quality, Damrosch highlights that the reception of texts is often influenced more by American interests and needs than by genuine openness to other cultures. Consequently, the scope of world literature remains somewhat restricted, as foreign works are often translated only if they align with American concerns and fit comfortably within American perceptions of the foreign culture in question. Another reception problem that Damrosch addresses is that of production. He notes that an increasing number of works are primarily produced for foreign consumption. In today's globalized world, publishing houses and enterprises like Amazon have created vast markets accessible from anywhere, potentially facilitating the circulation of works of world literature and making them available to readers worldwide, regardless of their region, race, or religion. This can be seen as a positive development, especially for authors with small audiences or those facing censorship in their own countries. World literature provides a platform for successful authors, as well as those who challenge societal norms or are censored, to have their works translated and read abroad. It offers a space for free expression and exposure to different cultures. However, Damrosch acknowledges a potential downside to this approach. He warns against the commodification of art and the leveling effect of global consumerism, cautioning that writing for publication abroad can be both an act of resistance against censorship and an affirmation of global values, as well as a perpetuation of the spreading consumer culture. Damrosch emphasizes that most works of world literature are read in translation, and it is essential to examine how these works are reframed and contextualized in different cultural contexts. The nature of world literature varies across cultures, and even a genuinely global perspective remains rooted in a particular location, shaping global patterns of circulation and reception in local manifestations. Damrosch acknowledges the complexities of translation, noting that while works may gain in translation, there is also the risk of losing the author's essence or soul. While Damrosch's approach to close reading of individual works may not be feasible for everyone, as it requires a deep understanding of the specific context, language, and culture, he highlights the importance of circulation and reception and the understanding of world literature. However, Franco Moretti advocates for a different approach called distant reading, which involves analyzing large-scale patterns discerned from publication records and National Library histories, enabling a broader understanding of the global sweep of forms. Damrosch presents a balanced view of world literature, acknowledging its vibrancy and variety in the contemporary world. He examines how works transform when they move from local contexts to the global stage, acknowledging that they are influenced and shaped by both the local and receiving global cultures. However, he also raises concerns about the potential distortion of foreign works through the processes of translation and circulation. Damrosch supports his arguments with compelling examples throughout the book, effectively presenting his ideas with persuasive power and intelligent shifts